returns is a reminder that I'm not out of the clear. And I'm the nightmare.
So how's it going, guys? How are you feeling at Reading at the moment?
Great.
Yeah, we had a really fun set, and it feels good to be here and play to people who seem to give a shit.
So you've already played today. You're over on the lockup. So how was the overall experience like?
It's amazing. Some of the bands that we love. I mean, bands like the Flatliners and Masked Intruder, and it's cool to just like be on a stage that everyone seems to go crazy for. And, yeah.
Excellent. So sort of everyone talks about these as being like the quintessential British festival. What do you kind of like? Well, I was listening to Blink were talking on the radio when we were driving here. They were talking about how like Reading and Leeds, two kind of people over in sort of Canada and America, talk about kind of it being the British festival that they want to play. I mean, is that the case?
Yeah, totally. This is the one festival that I think, like even more than Glastonbury, that people in North America talk about. We're from Canada. There are some great festivals there, but it's not like America. So we all kind of like look to the American festivals and the British festivals to kind of like take our cues from. So it's definitely impressive for us to tell our friends how we're coming to play Reading and Leeds.
So where were you guys when you found out? I mean, did you get a phone call or an email? Or?
Yeah, we just got an email. I think we might have been on the road. We've been on the road for most of the year, so it was probably somewhere in North America. But yeah, it was a trip, but super awesome.
So I guess the last year has been pretty crazy for you guys as a band. You know, you released your debut album, which just sort of kind of blew up in kind of the alternative world, and now you've been. I mean, I saw you guys play Grease Rock over in Belgium and kind of various different things.
Yeah.
You know, have you had time to reflect on it? Are you kind of caught in this snowballing?
For me personally, I just think I'm just kind of trying to enjoy it while we have the opportunity. I mean, I try not to take too much stock in what's going on. I just like try to enjoy myself every day, and it's like just cool to be given the opportunity to kind of like spend the past year not working a job and traveling around with your friends and getting drunk more often than you should. So just trying to enjoy it, and we'll see what happens, in 2 months. Who knows?
So where have you been? What's kind of been your highlights or your favourite places to be? Other than Reading, obviously.
Reading and Leeds were both awesome. Getting to play with the Hives in London a couple of days ago was awesome. I mean, we got to tour America with the Menzingers. We've just been able to meet so many bands that we respect and have learned so much from, and that in itself is, I think, a highlight.
It must be crazy. Like, do you sort of have moments where you kind of pinch yourself, or kind of where you find yourself walking out onto a stage and just being like, how are we doing this?
Yeah, that happens almost daily, and we all get really excited about it and have a great time, but in the same sort of sense, it's kind of like a numbing thing, like the fact that we played with the Hives 2 days ago, which is one of the four of us in the band. It's like one of our favorite bands communally. It's like that. There's no way to like really process that, so you just do it. You just walk out, and there are 5,000 people there, and you play, and you walk off, and you're like, that happened.
Yeah.
Okay, like.
Yeah, I guess there's no kind of book on like what you do after that, is there? Like,
yeah.
Kind of like, well, we've done that, so now we go on to like the next thing.
Yeah.
And keep rolling
and it's not a thing about like not being grateful or excited about every show. It's just like it's hard. It's hard to be like, wow, we just played with the Hives, and now we're at Leeds Festival, and 2 days we're gonna play Reading. It's like it's just all kind of been a whirlwind for the past year.
But a great whirlwind.
A great one, yeah. This is the best year of my life, hands down. Like nothing has touched this. So
that's amazing. That's really cool. What did you guys do yesterday with your day off?
We saw Queens of Stone Age at Leeds.
Right. Okay. So you hung around at the festival.
Yeah. We got to see some friends, Front Bottoms, who we're touring with, and Slaves, and people that we don't always get to see because we're all traveling lots. So yeah, see music, drink beer, hang out. It was cool.
Did you manage to catch anyone that you perhaps not had heard of or had heard of but never seen live?
Touche Amore.
Yeah.
Obviously I know of them, and I've heard their records, but I've never seen them live, and they're awesome.
I watched that band Fails today.
Yeah. They were on very early, weren't they?
Yeah,
they
really
were.
Early. And I kind of heard their sound check and was like, this is awesome, and then watched a bunch of it, and they were really cool.
Yeah. On Friday was the first time I saw Every Time I Die.
Oh, wow.
And they slay. They're amazing. So I'm going to go watch them again today.
Good. I haven't seen them in a long time, so I'm going to...
They're really good.
You'll be there.
Yeah, hopefully. Kind of with your music style and the album, there's kind of like two different. Well, I think there's two different influences on it. Like you've got your punk side, and you've got quite like a kind of the melody-driven kind of rock as well on there. Do you find that people, hear one song and then are surprised about like, the other thing, or don't really know how to take you as a band?
Yeah, I mean, the funny thing for us is that we've never really fit into a scene. Like, we're not, I mean, as much as we have so many great friends in the pop-punk scene, we're not really truly a pop-punk band, and we have great friends in the rock scene, but we're not really a rock band, and like, so it's kind of interesting, and we've been finding that, like, sort of our fan base is pretty kind of unique one, and I really like that. I mean, I think it makes it harder because I think if you are a through and through pop punk band, then you have a built-in crowd.
Yeah.
If you're a good pop punk band, the pop punk kids are going to come see you. But if you're not that, you kind of have to develop. You find your own path, and I feel like we're kind of slowly finding that path, and that's exciting for me.
So you kind of get a mixed crowd at your shows.
Yeah, I mean, I think festivals are great though because it's full mostly of music fans, and I think if people are willing to come out, if people are willing to come out and give a band a chance, regardless of what aesthetic they have, that's important, and I think festivals are often that.
Yeah.
Cool. So, sort of, is there any band? We were kind of asking a lot of the bands, but is there any band on your circuit and on your scene that you think people should be keeping an eye out for? That you've
there's a band. There are two bands I want to shout out from Canada, from Toronto, or near to Toronto, where we're from. The Dirty Nil, and a band called PUP Gunshots.
Okay.
I know, ridiculous name.
How do you spell that?
PKEW, 3 of those. Okay. And then in brackets Gunshots.
Cool.
Both those bands are incredible, and nobody over here has heard of them yet, but they will. Cool. So
I will make sure I check them out.
Yeah, right on.
Please do.